Hey, Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so wonderful to be back with you guys. Well, I'm sitting here today meditating on my drawing down the moon pendant. This is one of my favorite pieces of jewelry. This is a vintage jewelry. It's probably about 30 years old. I bought it from a store that sells vintage jewelry. Back in the 1980s, you could find these much easier, but this is done in sterling silver. And it's from the 1980s, so it's maybe a little older than 30 years old, but it's done in pure silver. You can see it's stamped on the back, sterling, and it's got an amethyst in it. And I just love the moon. You know, I'm a big believer in the moon goddess, so I've been meditating on the moon and the energy, and so I like to go out under the moon and draw down that energy. We're going to talk more on Wednesday about moons and mirrors and stuff. I just recently also bought a new magical mirror. I'm going to be using this for scrying and moon rituals. And I saw this the other day at the store. It was at a, believe it or not, now I'm not being endorsed by CVS. It was at CVS of all places. Almost didn't buy it because it was from there. But it certainly got a good cleansing. But it's just a cool little mirror, and it looks very lunar. You know, it's all white and clear and shiny. And so I got this moon mirror. We're going to talk more about that on Wednesday. But I've been thinking about that lunar energy, and you know, and here we are at Monday. We're going to talk about some of that lunar energy and that solar energy, because today is horoscopes. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the new people. By the way, if you didn't see yesterday's video, we did do the witching hour. We talked all about magical things, and I showed this pendant, but for those of you who didn't see it then, or maybe you couldn't see it clearly because the lighting wasn't good, you can see it now. But as I say, here it is Monday, and for those of you who are new, welcome to Spirit Channel. Every Monday, well, almost every Monday, sometimes we get tied up, but pretty much every Monday, we do horoscopes here, and I cover all the major transits and all 12 zodiac signs. Anyways, I thought to kick it off, let's put up a big zodiac wheel. Take a look at this. And there you go. There's our big zodiac wheel. So we're going to spin around that today and see what is in the stars for you. Well, let's kick it off here. Now, by the way, I always forget. This video, I can never remember. This video covers the period of Monday, January 14th, 2019 through Sunday, January the 20th, not 2019. Oh, that's hard to say. I'm not used to saying 2019 yet. So the 14th through the 20th of January, Monday through Sunday. So that's the time period for everything in this video. Now, let's jump right into it. Well, we're starting off our week here with the sun in the sign of Capricorn. That's a wonderful sign. Capricorn is an earth energy, very grounding, makes you feel good. We've got our moon in Aries, which stimulates a lot of excitement, okay? However, we got a little bit of challenging transits today, that our sun is square the moon, our sun is square Uranus, and Jupiter is square Neptune. What this adds up to is today, don't jump into the fire. Just stay out of the fray. Just observe. Today's a day to be careful, because with that sun square Uranus, it means energies can get very erratic. And the sun square the moon means you're not going to have a sense of feeling necessarily in the right timing and hearing your inner voice. So you could step wrong today. Now, I'm not saying it's a wasted day and don't do anything, but really what you want to do before you do anything, be very careful to act slowly, and be very observant. Okay, that's the key to getting through the day. I had to talk about this one transit here because our sun is square Uranus every day this week. And whenever we have the sun involved, sun is considered a major illuminator of the zodiac, which means it has major influence. So the sun is a major illuminator, the moon is the other major illuminator. That's why we talk about what the moon is in every day, because the moon goes through a lot of cycles much more quickly than the sun. But today, and starting today and all through this week, the sun is square Uranus. Uranus is the planet that can bring sudden breakthrough, like radical thought, new ideas. In its negative aspect, it can be hostile, like violence, aggression, you know, people just wanting to go after you. So our sun is square Uranus, which means people will be on edge and they could get a little wonky. So, excuse me, be careful all of this week because that transit is sticking with us, okay? Now, going into Tuesday, the 15th, we've got our moon moving over into Taurus. Again, that's an earth energy sign, and that's a good thing because earth is very grounding, very stable energy. We started that sun square Uranus. Interestingly, we have our sun conjunct Pluto that day. Mercury is conjunct Saturn, and Venus is trine Mars. What this means is that you really want to focus on Tuesday on long-term partnerships and goals. There's a lot of energy to kind of look forward and be on the same page with people. So whereas today you're going to just kind of stay out of it, by tomorrow there'll be a lot more focus. Even though we've got that sun square Uranus, the other factors are very strong, so that's going to balance it out. And with that earth energy, we're going to all be just fine on Tuesday. Okay, going into Wednesday, our moon is still in Taurus. We've got an interesting day because our moon is trine Mercury, Venus is trine Mars, and Mars is trine Jupiter. What this all adds up to, power aspects. This is your power business day. This is a day if you're trying to close a deal, get people together to work out some business deals. This is the day that it happens. Wednesday is our power business day. Great for people if you want to get a bank loan, do a job interview, do a salary improvement. Wednesday's your day this week. Power business day, okay? Yay! You know, when that Jupiter comes, ooh, Mars trine Jupiter means fire energy in the money area. So go get it. Get the money. All right, going into, let's see here, Thursday, the 17th of January, our moon is moving over to Gemini. That's going to bring a little shift. That's air energy, which will open up that communications. However, we got some other interesting aspects that day. Mercury is conjunct Pluto, Venus is trine Mars, and Mars is square Saturn. What all that means is don't let your emotions get the best of you. Try to hold on to your focus and your original goals and logic. With that Mars square Saturn, that could make you lose your focus real quick and just everything you worked through for go out the door. So don't get caught up in arguments. Don't lose your cool. I guess that's the word I'm saying. Don't lose your cool on Thursday, okay? Because Gemini gonna get everybody talking. Mercury conjunct Pluto does get things looking in the right direction, but then Venus trine Mars and Mars square Saturn makes a little volatile mix in there. Be careful, emotions don't roll, okay? Let your head keep in the equation. All right, very good. Now, going into Friday, the 18th, our moon's moving over into Gemini. Actually, excuse me, it's still in Gemini. It moved into Gemini yesterday. It's got a lot of air energy here. Our moon is square Neptune. Venus is conjunct Jupiter, and Mars is trine Jupiter. What this also all means is that there's going to be a lot of talk back and forth. There's a lot of high energy for flirtation. So Friday is a day for love and money. Now, be careful. You, again, don't lose your head because it'd be very easy. But you may find that a little flirtation opens up communications and makes things move. So it's the day to talk of love and money and a little flirtation in the mix, okay? Now, going into Saturday, we've got that moon moving over to Cancer, which is water energy. It's going to bring out some of that deeper psychic self, that emotion. Our sun is still square Uranus. So remember, keep an eye on that. Watch the emotions, okay? Watch radical extremes of behavior on your side and the other person's side. Venus is trine Mars, but Mars is square Saturn. Again, what this means is don't lose your logical mind by letting emotions roll. Saturday is another day where you got to kind of rein it in and keep your focus, okay? So that's what you got to know. Mars square Saturn means the logical mind goes out the window. Don't do that. That Venus trine Mars makes things a little more intense emotionally. And with that sun square, Uranus could get in a little trouble. So be careful on Saturday. Don't lose your logical mind, okay? Going into Sunday, we've still got our moon in Cancer. Now, remember, Cancer brings up water energy. Moon brings up psychic energy. So even though Saturday and Sunday have that challenging aspect with the emotional side, that psychic stuff is still present, okay? We've got our moon, as I said, in Cancer. Our sun's still square Uranus, but our moon is trine Neptune, which brings in that psychic element. So on Sunday, it's very much our psychic power day, okay? If you want to say which day I'm going to be the most tuned in this week, I think it's going to be Sunday, okay? So there are our major transits for the week. Now, we're going to jump into individual horoscopes for all 12 zodiac signs. And if you're listening, you're saying, Sig Bob, I don't know what sign I am. I'm going to give the birth date range is after each sign. So when you hear the sign announced that has your birth date following it, that is your sign. Now, you know, I don't know how many times I say it, but I still get it every week. People writing me in a panic saying, well, Psychic Bob, I don't know what sign I am because the other astrologer said I was a Pisces, but according to your astrology, I'm an Aries. What am I? Well, if you have, like, for example, a birthday on March 21st, some astrologers might say, oh, you're a Pisces, whereas Aries starts on my March 21st. Depends year to year how the horoscopes are cast, and it really depends on your individual birth sign. But what that means is you're a cusp baby. You were born right on the edge of the turning of the wheel. Don't let that stress you. That is not a struggle. As a lot of people want to make it a struggle, it just means you get two horoscopes. So listen to both. If one astrologer says you're a Pisces, listen to them. And then I say you're Aries, listen to that. Listen to both horoscopes because you'll start to see which one you resonate with. And it, you know, really it just means you get twice the information. Now, over time, you will tend towards exhibiting probably one of the signs more than the others, but that's something you'll learn over time. But for right now, if you're not sure, just listen to both. You get twice the info, okay? All right, well, we're going to jump right into it here. So our first sign on our big zodiac wheel is Aries, and Aries is March 21st through April 19th. You know, Aries, there is so much firepower. This week is kicking off with the power of fire all around you. You are going to be hopped up, motivated, and ready to jump in. This week is a week, Aries, where I got to tell you, as much as you are the natural leaders, you want to kind of stay in the background this week. Don't get involved. Be a little distant. Now, that doesn't mean hate everybody. It means be careful you don't get dragged into other people's stuff, particularly in the work area, because people are going to be all about, like, the latest thing. Just stay out of it. Just sit back and say, well, let's see how good that latest thing is before you Aries commit. Don't commit to it. Just stay in the background, okay? In the area of relationships also, you want to sit back and do a lot of listening to anybody you want to be involved with. Try to feel their emotions, sense them, understand their vision before you start giving advice or trying to kind of work your way into that situation. This is a week where you're just going to stay in the background and just observe. You're going to have to be silent and be present. Also highlighted for Aries this week are issues connected to long-term investments. So it's a good time to look at your 401k, your retirement accounts, stock, property investments, all that. Put your energy into that. Be all about you this week. Don't get into everybody's drama. Your key word this week, Aries, is observe. All right. Our next sign is Taurus, and that's April 20th through May 20th. You know, Taurus, you are in love with the world this week, and people are in love with you. Taurus are carrying a lot of sensual energy this week. They just look good. They feel good. People are drawn to that Taurus. So if you're a single Taurus, you got romance, you got dating going on this week. And you might say, Psychic Bob, I haven't dated anybody in 3 years. I'll say, don't worry about this week. You're going to get lucky. Now, this love energy, this flirtation energy, I think is actually going to play out in work too. So don't be surprised if suddenly somebody new shows up in your office and they're giving you the eye. And you think, wow, that person's giving me the eye. That's all right. Just enjoy being appreciated. Taurus should just soak in being loved. You know, Taurus, you're very much the leaders. You're always out there. But this week, I want you just to be nourished. Let people love you. Accept that and know that you're worthy of that. That's going to be key, whether in work or in business. Also highlighted for Taurus this week are issues connected to business development. So as you out there working, you might meet your special someone. So definitely be involved in business development. Put yourself out there. See and be seen. You're going to rock it. Your key word this week, Taurus, is romance. Ooh, heart time. Am I doing that right? Heart. Is it that way? I don't know. Anyways, romance. All right, our next sign is Gemini, and that's May 21st through June 20th. You know, Geminis, you are what I call being in the winner's circle this week. Geminis are really just at the top of their game right now. There's a lot of mental stimulation for you, and you're going to see in work as well as in romance that you are just successful. Like if you have areas right now, particularly that are troubled relationships, like you got people at work, you think, I can never talk to them, we're never on the same page. revisit that this week, because you're going to find that there's an ease of communications that just gets things moving along. And, you know, in business this week, it's like you're going to make a lot of deadlines. You're going to be at the top of your game. Also, personally, same thing. You're at the top of your game. People want to talk to you. So, Gemini, be present, communicate. Even if it's somebody you don't like, take the time, talk to them, because this week, you rock it, okay? Also highlighted for Geminis this week are issues connected to creative writing. So it's a good time to maybe write a book, start a blog, do something creative with writing. Your keyword this week, Gemini, is success. All right. Our next sign is Cancer, June 21st through July 22nd. You know, Cancers, this week for you, gotta be honest, might be a little challenging because people around you may just set you off. Now, you know, Cancers, you're usually very much the kind of the peaceful sign. You're very intuitive, very introspective. But this week, people are going to try to draw you out of your shell, but they might do it in a way to try to provoke you to get a response. Be careful you don't buy into it. I want you, no matter what you say, especially at work, bite your tongue, take a deep breath, think about it, and then respond. Because if you respond instantly, you might get caught up in somebody else's power trip. That's going to be your challenge this week. This really is the same in personal relationships as well. Same energy there. So Cancers, this week you've got to, again, as I said earlier, about the logical mind, you've got to let the logical mind rule over the emotional self this week. And as long as you can do that, nobody can touch you and you'll rock it, okay? But that's going to be your challenge. But it's also going to lead to your greatest success. So don't let that upset you. Just know how to handle it, okay? Also highlighted for Cancers this week are issues connected to travel. So good time just to maybe just get away for a while, go somewhere. Your keyword this week, Cancer, is control. Control. All right. Our next sign, Leo, July 23rd through August 22nd. Oh, I'm telling you, Leos, you guys this week, you are all about being seen. You share a lot with the Tauruses in that people are going to be drawn to you this week, Leo. You are love central. And, you know, you're going to find that people that you would never have expected to kind of make a risque comment, they'll suddenly be risque in your presence. And they're trying to give you a little tension and flirt with you. Have fun with all that this week, Leo. Don't take it seriously. Don't get emotionally distraught. Don't feel you're being harassed. People just want to have fun, and they feel around you they can have fun this week. And I'll tell you, in the work, if you can just have fun and laugh at a lot of stuff, people are going to really feel that you're a team player. That's going to move you forward. And, you know, if you're single, this is a great time for you, Leos. This week particularly, go out and, you know, be seen. Join a singles group. Go out and go online. Try to connect with people, because it's going to be very easy for Leos to connect to people. You got communication gifts. You got romance. All of that's working for you this week. Also highlighted for Leos this week are issues connected to home improvement. So if you've been wanting to put down new carpet or new furniture or paint, think about that. Make your home special and make it unique to you. Your keyword this week, Leo, is flirtation. There you go. All right, our next sign, Virgo, August 23rd through September 22nd. Oh, Virgos, you know, you're really, I tell you, Virgos are very psychic, and they're usually miles ahead of everybody. They see all the obstacle course and know how to beat it before they even start. You've got all that talent this week, Virgo, but I got to tell you, people around you may not be on the same page with you. You might have a little challenge because you're like, well, let's do this, and people are going to say, well, let's wait. We're not sure. And you're like, hey, I can already tell you. This week's going to require kind of a lot of diplomacy, a lot of patience, but just hold on to your original vision. And don't be afraid to speak it, because even though people may not receive it yet, they will remember it. And when time comes, they'll say, oh, didn't you tell us? And see, you've spoken words of wisdom. It's helped everybody. This is going to be very important in work, because this is going to be a major week for you to demonstrate your ability to do leadership. Okay, so be open to kind of setting the tone, even if nobody's with you, because it will come back around. They'll support you. In the area of personal relationships, also, same thing. You may have somebody enter your life, maybe that special someone or partner or potential partner, and they might be all about running down a railroad track, with an agenda that you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Got to hold back, bite your tongue, and just slowly introduce your train of thought. Don't get radical about it. Keep your logical head. You'll be okay. Also highlighted for Virgos this week are issues connected to psychic development. So good week to kind of get into your mystical self. Your key word this week, Virgo, is patience. Patience is a virtue. All right. Our next sign is Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Libras, I think one of your greatest gifts is that you really are like your sign, the scales of the zodiac. I think of all the zodiac signs, Libras are truly represented by that symbol of the scales. And this week, Libra, I got to tell you, there are a lot of wonky energies around you where people are going to be out of focus, trying to drag you into their dramas. You just got to come back to your centered place, your quiet self. It's a very good week for Libras, particularly to have some quiet time, some meditation time, especially in the early morning. If you're a late night meditator, move it to the morning because you're going to need that to get through the work week this week. Now, I don't see anything tragic coming for Libras, but it's just going to be a week where people may try you or fray your nerves. So you're just going to have to come back to the center. And remember, you're the scales of the zodiac. And the wonderful thing is Libras can balance out everybody, okay? You got that power, okay? Same thing in personal relationships. You're going to have to just center everybody, okay? Now, also highlighted for you guys this week are issues connected to art projects. So it's a good time you want to do a painting or do some sculpting, something creative. Get into art projects. There's a lot of energy for that. Your key word this week, Libra, is center. Center. I should teach a yoga class. What do you think about teaching a yoga class here? I'll think about that. All right. Our next sign is Scorpio, October 23rd through November 21st. Scorpio, you're sharing a lot with the Libra this week. People want to kind of drag you into their dramas, and you got to say no and be the voice of reason right now. You're going to find that one of your greatest gifts is helping people get back to their logical mind and not run away with emotion. Scorpio is going to be very much in leadership roles this week. And so you may say, well, who, me? I don't do any leadership. Well, you will this week. And don't be afraid to step up to the plate because in work, people are going to need guidance. You're going to find that you're kind of a mix of, authoritarian, counselor, spiritual leader all in one this week. That's going to be Scorpio's kind of main work this week. So just know that going into the week, okay? You're going to find also in home life that you're the counselor to everybody. Everybody in the family wants to sit down and have you counsel them. So put on your counseling cap, put on your leader cap, put on your spiritual advisor cap. All of that's going to be your focus this week. Also highlighted for Scorpios this week are issues connected to exercise regimens and routines. So, it might be a good time for you, Scorpios, to maybe study some yoga or do Tai Chi. I don't know how to do that, but I love Tai Chi too. So, think about exercise and integrating your physical body to ground down that emotional self, okay? Your key word this week, Scorpio, is balance. Okay. Our next sign, Sagittarius, November 22nd through December 19th. Sag, this week you want to be very goal-oriented. You want to think about what the goal is long term. Don't get caught up in the emotions and forget what you're doing. Stay very focused day to day to day. Take everything literally one day at a time. And within that, stay focused on what also the long-term goal is and what the short-term goal is. Because you're going to have to think about how to balance energy this week to get where you want to go. And that means each day also has to have some goal setting. So each day you got to work on what it takes to get through the day. And I think particularly Sagittarius will find this week, particularly like in the work area, that you want to kind of think in terms of outlines and structures. Like when you talk to your boss, say, I'm going to do this from 3 to 4 today, and then I'm going to work on that project from 4 to 5, and then from 5 to 6 I'll do this. And that way your boss will have a sense that you're flowing through your day and you've got an order and they know things are being taken care of. So be very meticulous with your schedules, be very meticulous with your your writing, and just stay on track, okay? Don't get caught up in everybody's drama. Just stay out of it, okay? Also highlighted for Sagittarius this week are issues connected to baking, like baking cakes, baking cookies. So, a little home energy may also help you balance some of that and keep you in a focus. Sometimes we get away from our work, we just do exactly what we want to do, and things sort themselves out. So, baking is highlighted. Your keyword, also, yes, Sagittarius. Also, in terms of home life and personal life, you want to also be kind of setting goals, setting schedules, and letting people kind of know where we are in terms of just daily home life. Like, okay, we're all going to dinner at 6, and then we're going to go play golf at 7, and try to regulate everybody in the home also with schedules and agendas. And if you can, in writing, that's going to make your week much easier. Your keyword, Sagittarius, is, no surprise here, goals. Goals is your word, okay? Goals for Sagittarius. All right, our next sign is Capricorn, and that's December 22nd through January 19th. Oh, Capricorn, you are feeling inspired this week. You just wanted to create new stuff. Put on your thinking cap and really run with that this week, whether it's building a new business, whether it's even setting up a new computer system for your home or a network. You're in the mood to create, to build. This also, I feel, will apply in social life, like in building networks of friends, connecting people, and really kind of getting things going through something that you set in motion, okay? Don't sit back this week, Capricorn, and say, well, somebody else will take care of it. Just jump in, you do it, you take care of it. You're going to have to be very much the leader, which Capricorns really are leaders in the Zodiac, one of the best for leadership. So you're gonna build your networks, build your connections, build your money. That's what you got to focus on all week, okay? Also highlighted for Capricorns are outdoor activities. And, you do want to balance all that work with some fun. So you might want to get out, go skiing, join a gym, do some physical outdoor activities. Well, gym might be inside, but, this would be like hiking, walking, skiing, snowboarding, all of that, okay? And so that's what you're going to do. Focus on outside activities. Your keyword this week, Capricorn, is build. Build it, and they will come. All right. Our next sign, Aquarius, January 20th through February 18th. Aquarius, Aquarians are always challenged, and I'm an Aquarius. I'm speaking also to myself here. We get things all up in our mind. We're spinning in our mind. And we forget to tell people around us what we're working on. I know I do, and a lot of Aquarians have told me they do this too. Maybe you've had this experience. So we forget that our consciousness is not transmitting to everybody, or at least they're not picking it up. And we assume everybody's telepathic, okay? So you this week, Aquarians, you really got to speak your truth, speak your words, share how you feel, express your thoughts, express your emotions. Aquarians, a lot of you are natural channels. A lot of you are psychic and very psychic oriented. But sometimes the greatest of spirits will bring you stuff and you sit and meditate on. You forget that that message is for the people around you. So make sure this week to be talking, share your thoughts, express yourself, put yourself out there. And people will be very happy to kind of gather around you, support you. It's a good week for teamwork. Okay. Also highlighted for Aquarians this week are issues connected to media production. So if you've been wanting to get involved in, starting a YouTube channel or, launch some type of online communications, to make a blog, media production, TV, radio, any of that. This is also highlighted for Aquarians this week. Your keyword this week, Aquarius, is express. Express yourself at home and at work. You're going to rock. All right, our next sign is Pisces, and that's February 19th through March 20th. Oh, I tell you, Pisces, this week, you're just going to have to slow everything down. People around you are running ragged, 100 miles an hour, wanting you to join that. Don't join it. You're going to kind of take over a leadership role this week, Pisces, and you're going to just tell people what pace you want to work at. So don't be on anybody's agenda. You be on your agenda. And you're going to say, well, say Bob, how am I going to do that? I got a boss that's going to be running me ragged this week. Well, no, you got to just really speak up and say, now don't be mean, but be honest. If your boss says, okay, I got to have that report by 3 o'clock today, you say, well, it'll probably be 4. And don't lie, because what you'll find is when you share that honesty about the real timing around things, they'll actually work with you. But if you say, okay, okay, and you know you can't do it, then you're going to be on the hook at 3 o'clock. So give yourself space. Don't be stuck on other people's agendas. Make them adjust the agenda to you. And then not only will you be able to make the agenda, you will impress them, because they won't remember that it was originally supposed to be 3 o'clock. They'll just know, hey, they made it. Oh my God, we got it. So you'll make yourself look good, and particularly in work. In the area of relationships also, you may find that, if you're just starting into a relationship, that your partner may already be setting goals for your agenda. It's like, okay, we're going to do this, and then next month we'll get married. You'll be like, we just met. We're already talking marriage. Make them slow it down. They love you. They'll wait. They'll be on your schedule. So the Pisces, this week, you can be a little, I don't want to say selfish. That's not the word. Self-preserving. You make people wait and be on your agenda, and you'll have a successful week. Also highlighted for Pisces this week are issues connected to collecting and hobbies connected to collecting. So maybe you just want to get out, go antiquing, collect some coins, stamps, whatever you collect. I collect crystal Waterfords. If I were Pisces, you're Pisces, I'd say go buy some Waterford. I'm not being endorsed by Waterford, by the way. But yeah, think about hobbies and collecting. It's going to balance out your energy this week. Your keyword this week, Pisces, is slow. Make them slow down. Oh my gosh, guys, can you believe we spun around our big Zodiac? Well, I don't know where the time goes, but I am so thankful to be here with you. Listen, I want you to tell me in the box below, tell me what your Zodiac sign is. And tell me what you think. Have you heard about our transit, about Sun square Uranus? Maybe you've experienced that or studied. What does that mean to you? And I also want to hear, what do you think about the moon? Do you love the moon? Do you honor the moon goddess? Do you wear silver jewelry connected to the moon? As you know, I said the moon is the great illuminator of the zodiac. And in magical traditions, a lot of times these silver mirrors represent the moon mother, the goddess, the moon power. So I want to hear, have you ever worked with lunar energy as well? Anyways, tell me all that below. Let's have a discussion. Well, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap it up. I love you. I'm sending blessings to all of you. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow will be messages from the spirit world. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to be back here. We'll have that. And in the meantime, put comments in the box below. And if you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, give me a call, 703-825-3929, or write to me, readings at robert-hickman.com. All those links will be below. Visit my website, www.psychicbob.com. You guys are as I love you. We'll see you back here tomorrow for messages from the spirit world. And until then, may you all, always, blessed be.